All right, YouTube. Third time's the try here. We have had two previous failed attempts, but we are officially a go, hopefully. I'm going to hit observe game. We have Wildpet versus Smoke. We're in the group stage right now for Battle of the Titans tournament. Third time's a charm, as Smoke says. It is a best of five series between these two players, and they each have a mulligan to use. So Wildpet is in blue, Smoke is in green. Let's check these. Oh my gosh. All right, well, Smoke is just drooling right now. Smoke has Mont, Serbia, Croatia instantly. Beautiful spots for him. He also could do West Greenland. And it looks like Wildpet, he's having to do Scotland here. He could also do East Greenland. Oh yeah, and Smoke also has Estonia, by the way. It looks like Wildpet's already doing Moldova, and he has a block here in Malta that can't be scouted, so we'll see what happens there. I like that he's doing top-down Wales. This is always a tough one, so we'll see if he's on it, and he is. Beautiful play. It looks like both players are going to be on top of their game. And this is going to be a really quick 4 kills for Smoke. I wonder what he does with that extra gold. He could do a one-man in Sicily. Yep. I like this a lot. You set up the Marine. You don't have to look back starting for the next turn. He even has time to go back if he wants to. And I think Smoke is actually new to doing some of the Marine setups. So, good play on his part. He could get a block down here. This is what I was talking about with Wildpet. So they both do have the 4-0s, and they're both going up here in Greenland with one of their golds. I would really like to see Smoke pull back here, but it looks like he's busy with expansion now. So where, though? He's doing Poland. Okay. Not bad, but this would have been such a great block, guys. Like, that would have been huge for him. And he failed West Greenland. I think he was really focused on Poland, guys. Like, that's the only thing he was working on. And I really don't like he tried to do Poland as efficiently as possible, and I don't think that was a little too much micro there. He did not need to worry about that. And Wildpet has already held position on this, and he could make life difficult. Smoke doesn't have gold, but Wildpet doesn't either. Okay, so the swaps are coming in. Wildpet does have Portugal. And Wildpet did... What else did Wildpet do this turn, guys? He got Czech and a cut. Okay, that is huge. Yeah, so Smoke spent all this time on Poland here. He gets cut. He doesn't get the block, and he loses quite a few guys down here. The problem for Wildpet, though, this is really great right now, but Smoke is just going to come up from the south, and he's going to have all these spawns. But Wildpet, obviously being a great 1v1 player, knows what to expect. He's taking his base here. He took this base, and now he's going to try to get position underneath Smoke. I think I don't take this fight if I'm Wildpet. I think just having the bases is enough. You're never going to actually capture Poland. Getting that was actually a huge win. I'm surprised that Smoke didn't spend there. Smoke does have 9 gold, and I think Smoke's just waiting to do a push. Smoke does have a couple of spawns you can see that he's not using. 3 extra guys down there. And he should be... Yeah, okay, he's actually moving them now. That's perfect. He has this base in Greece as well. And that base could come in clutch for him. He also has this port if he wants to do a drop. So he's in a pretty good spot right now. The KD is looking a lot better for Wildpet, but the incomes are the same. And the problem for Wildpet is his spawns are everywhere. So you can see, like, Wildpet has a bunch of islands, and those spawns can't be used in the fights. Whereas for Smoke, he's getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, all of these, this is a bunch of extra units, which is basically free gold he can use. And if I'm Smoke, I don't spend into this. I mean, you can pull back. It's not the end of the world losing this base. When you have Serbia like this, you can completely surround it then once he takes it. So he is kind of feeding just to get back here. You can look at the KD, though. It's actually looking pretty good. I don't know why Wildpet is being so hell-bent on taking this. It started off really good for Wildpet with the surround. Like, those units were spawning to their death, but... Wildpet was really hell-bent on taking that, and this 1 extra gold could really pay off for Smoke here. I think it buys him enough time if he is able to use it. Keeping this base is really huge. Okay, so he decides not to or doesn't see it. This port, though, and he also has Sicily, so he has options to land on Greece. And oh my gosh, the snipe. Yeah, this is bad. He has 24. Wildpet spent instantly. Wildpet does not want to lose this. I think Smoke needs to back up here. This is going to be a tough spot to hold. Yeah, I mean, the KD's going back in Wildpet's favor. I like what Wildpet's doing around the map, though. Wildpet is now taking Spain. I would like to see him use his spawns over here, maybe grab England. While Smoke was losing that position down there, he did end up getting Poland back, and he has 13 gold. So Wildpet isn't going to be able to push this if Smoke actually spends here. Smoke baffling me. He had so much gold, he now queues up a bunch of rifles, but losing that base actually makes this a lot more rough for him. Now this base is getting surrounded. You can actually see those Wildpet is getting hit by 2 towers here, which is really tough. But the income is pretty close here. We only have a 2 income gap. The KD very similar. And yeah, I guess this base isn't actually going to be the death of Smoke here. Having the top base as well, like he can still kind of get this around. He has the tower fire going. We have a roar from Wildpet. I think the roar popped off for both players now. And let's see, I don't think they have the mana. I think they were just built. Yeah, they don't have the mana to do a Dispel. Wow, Smoke could lose that top base. That hurts. That really hurts. I think now you pull back. Smoke. I don't like how Smoke is taking some of these engagements. We do have Wildpet going for France. I wish Wildpet again would use those spawns in Scotland, but it is a lot happening on the map. You can see that Smoke did take Libya. Oh, wow, yeah. Okay, Wildpet forfeits. This battle was lost here. And so that's 1-0 for Smoke. Again, it is a best of 5, so first to 3 wins. Every win and loss matters, though, in group stage. The top 2 players with the best win-loss record move on to round 1 to face off against our top 8 players who were able to skip group stage. Looking at spots here, I really like this. I like going for that. I like this Bulgaria play that he's doing. He can also do this one. I hate doing that one. Definitely takes more time. And he could do Sammy too. So I think with Netherlands here, with Bulgaria, and with Sammy, I think that's a pretty good setup. He's actually choosing Azer though. And he started it pretty late and got hit by the tower. Very unfortunate for him. I like what Wildpet is doing. He's got Cyprus and Lebanon. He's got Moldova. He again has the Scotland play, which is really nice. He could also do National Park if he wanted to, which he would have had to start way sooner. He can do the one man in Novaya, which is beautiful. Not sure. Oh, okay. He also did grab Sardinia. And yeah, Smoke is actually not going to get this. He got hit by that tower here. That really slowed him down. He's also started it at like 38 seconds in. This needs to be one of the first things that you do here. Yeah, see, like he'll miss it by like 5 to 10 seconds. It really needs to be the first thing that you do. So we have a 10 to 9. Wildpet does have a death. It looks like he actually messed up Lebanon and spent a gold here to get it. So that is a saving grace right now for Smoke, keeping him in this game. That 12 plus the extra income that Wildpet would have had would have been pretty nuts for him. So now he's going to wrap up a one man up here. It looks like Smoke is going to wrap up his with some spawns over here. In Wildpet, we actually have a role reversal now, so Smoke is now going to have the Greece area, and Wildpet's going to go central. Wildpet spending a lot here. Also doing Volgo, did that very efficiently. Smoke getting Greece. Will he get Greece, though? He is going to have to run straight for this base. So he'll have to take this tower fire. This is all for the 4 income. And he should get this. Luckily, he did see that. He did get Sammy as well. It should be a decent turn for Smoke, but I think Wildpet looking pretty solid here. Let's look at these incomes. It's actually very close. I like that. Smoke has some spawn set. Very, very weird. Okay, I think he was doing it intentionally. He wants Romania. I don't like that. I don't know if he's keeping an eye over here, but he should know either about Moldova or that Wildpet's over here. It's been enough time and enough countries captured. Romania is a trap here. Romania, he's completely surrounded. I don't like him spending there. I do like, however, that Wildpet's going to get this. Wildpet also going for Libya. This port again for Smoke. That could be a huge block. And Wildpet has 5 gold. Wildpet, oh my gosh, Smoke with the snipe. Smoke actually is in a great position. I would send these 3 units down as well. He can swap this as well. He could easily take these bases here. And he got Romania this turn. I don't know why Smoke is doing it this way. I guess it's working. He's getting some snipes here and baiting. And I guess he can just wait for the income to roll in here. It's actually 28-27. And see Wildpet doing it again. Wildpet full spending. Wildpet also did get Libya. That could have been a huge block for Smoke to be able to prevent. Because that port would have really helped with the defense of the Greece port. And yeah, so Smoke actually having to pull back. He's making him 3 mortars, guys. 3 mortars in 1 turn. That is a lot of gold. He's engaging way too soon here. He's getting farmed right now. He looked like he was trying to micro this and set up Germany as well. So he is pulling these troops back. Wildpet's going to have the entire Mideast, and Wildpet, look at that. He's not going to be able to drop here, so he's going to go for Crete instead. And I think that Smoke is kind of on a ticking timer, because Wildpet is going to get the Mideast eventually. And Wildpet's holding a very strong defensive position right now that's slowing Smoke's expansion down. Smoke is trying to finish up Disco Bay. Lots of things on the map happening. That expansion that turn was nuts for Wildpet. While being able to defend this, I think Wildpet got Libya. I think he got Syria. And he already had Scotland. So, but Smoke only got +1. Smoke only got Armenia. And let's look at this fight here. This fight's pretty big. If the snowball of mortars gets to a critical mass here, I think he still only has 3. So he hasn't made any more this turn. He definitely hasn't cut enough trees. But Wildpet only has 6 of his income tied to this. And Wildpet decides to invest in a B ship, land Greece, and push from the south. Very smart play, I think. He's going to now basically trade position with Smoke. And at the same time, he can just use spawns to slowly take over the Mideast. He's going to need this B ship over here, I think. Smoke doesn't have enough gold here. Smoke does have this. He's going to be able to reclaim Romania. The income should look pretty good, I think. Yeah, look at that. 33, 34. So Smoke does have that income lead, but he's down a ship. Oh, this ship is taking a lot of fire. That tower fire just does so much to those ships. That ship's already under half health. Smoke is just going to full work on land, though. And I think, especially with this ship being at half health, once it comes over here, like the tower can hit it, troops can hit it. This is a hard spot to put your ship. You have to really micro it well. And Smoke has a bigger army, I think. Except I don't like this play. I think he really needs that army in the south. He's taking that army and moving it to the north to expand. But I guess it's a race to see how much he'll actually get out of this, right? He is winning without that army. So the expansion could be worth it, because he did get Germany. I'm pretty sure he got Germany for the last turn, which helped with the income increase. And this ship is doing absolutely nothing for Wildpet. Wildpet is spending in these spots, but look at this ship. The ship isn't even tickling the troops. And it's already on fire. And that's without Smoke having to make an investment. And I think Wildpet just made a misplay here. Well, Smoke just has a huge snowball of an army now. And Smoke still has 27 gold while Wildpet spent everything. And there you go. So you have a 2-0 lead for Smoke. Wildpet falling down early. And I think that the host is going to... I think they're actually both playing on EU, so they're going to keep the host as it is. Normally the host will switch if the people are playing on different servers, but I believe we're actually just going to stay on this host, which makes it easy for us. Looking at spots, look at this. I mean, you got National Park, you got East Greenland. Easy peasy, definitely do both of those. You also have Siberia and Estonia, and you have Tunisia. You also have a nice little Portugal if you want to do that. So great spots for Wildpet, at least for turn 1. Let's check for... I really like this. He can... Yeah, he already swapped that. Beautiful. Smoke can also get Cyprus. Smoke is blocked in Israel, but if you ever see that, you just go Palestine here. And the Malta spot can be a little tricky. Looks like Smoke has actually had a couple hits on both guys. The safest place is to put him right here. You might take 2 shots, though, but that is the safest. He also has Slovenia that he can spam swap. And I think he's trying to get... Nice. Okay. Yeah, so then you'll see him. He's going to go for the 14 here. Let's see, while he's working on that 14, if Wildpet is going to... Wildpet actually doesn't even get... Okay, he spent his 4th gold on this. That's perfect. Okay. So yeah, Wildpet does get the National Park. He's also working Siberia. He's using that extra bounty gold on Estonia. But you can see Smoke did wrap up that 14. He played it so well. That Malta play was super close, but he was able to get it. And look at the efficient expansion. Beautiful placements in Austria here. Beautiful placement for Slovakia. He's going to get Austria, Slovakia, and Czech with only like 5 gold invested. If that, he also had the bounty here. And that's so dangerous for Wildpet, because Wildpet's investing 5 gold into Germany, and Wildpet's not even going to get Germany this turn. Wildpet has all these spawns up here he's not using to expand. He did grab Portugal, But I really like. I think this is going to be a really rough game for Wildpet. Okay, so Wildpet actually not going for Germany. He just wanted the Austria cut. Problem for him is that Smoke has this base here, which Wildpet did scout while his troops had to run through the tree line right here. So Smoke is going to be able to trap that army. And that doesn't actually do much against Smoke. Like, Smoke doesn't really need this right now, especially having this base. I guess it did stop him from going Czech, and now Wildpet will go Germany. Czech can always be a pain right here. He might actually get the snipe. Oh, he could still get the snipe. Beautiful snipe. Wildpet going for very offensive play. But here we have the South, and now the South can just roll up through the middle. Smoke is going to try to defend this, I think. Yeah, he's got to pull this back. This is fine. He's going to lose this area for now. This base could really come in clutch for Smoke later on. He also has this base to threaten Belgium and Netherlands, which is really nice. Wildpet does have a port here and a port here if he wants to do some kind of landing. It's actually nice. Smoke does have Malta for that. And he keeps Slovakia for the turn, so he gets that extra 2 income for that turn. Smoke is ahead in income, but barely. But Wildpet, look, I mean, Wildpet is playing very efficiently. But Wildpet is in the worst position, unfortunately for him. He is down 2-0, and Smoke has the entire middle of the map. Next turn, he's going to get so many spawns. It's going to be like an extra 10 gold worth of spawns, maybe even more. He's probably going to get Romania this turn. He could also finish Moldova as well. So yeah, Wildpet again on that ticking timer. No roars from either of these players. Oh, no, medics. Okay, but oh, there is actually a roar here. Are these guys roared? Let's see if he can pop it off. There we go. That's actually going to be huge there. I think that helps significantly with this fight, especially with him defending here and outnumbered. He's going to be able to, yeah, look at the KD coming back a little bit in his favor. Wildpet pushing into a very rough spot, and that's almost impossible to win even income. And while the income is looking good for Wildpet, Wildpet does have Germany and Poland now. Smoke just has this position, and like look at all these spawns. Like, this is an extra like 10-ish gold. Like I said, it's probably even more than that. He's also going Ukraine, which I really like. Ukraine here is going to be beautiful. It threatens the eastern part of Wildpet's flank. Wildpet does have a roar, and he hasn't popped it yet. Okay, he pops his roar here. But again, he's pushing into this choke, and this choke is very hard to push. Especially when there's similar income and the spawn advantage is going to Smoke here. Should note that Wildpet, with getting Poland and Germany, he does get a decent number of spawns himself. But yeah, I mean, Smoke is going to have Ukraine after this turn, and there you go, guys. We have a quick 3-0 for Smoke. So congrats to Smoke. That's a huge start for him in the group stage. He just needs to keep this up, and he's going to make it on to round 1. There was, again, lots of controversy about Smoke being a top 8 player and going back and forth on like whether or not he should be top 8. Is he going to play in the group stage? So he's actually in the group stage because OSB ended up backing out. So he is taking OSB's spot. No games have been played in that group yet. But yeah, congrats to Smoke. He's putting on a dominant performance here with a 3-0 victory over Wildpet and some pretty decent games that we saw. And Battle of the Titans rages on through November 7th, group stage. After November 7th, we will announce round 1 of the tournament. We'll get the bracket set up, and we'll have the 8 players moving on from group stage to face off against our top 8 players that were able to skip the group stage and sit in round 1 waiting for these guys. Hope you're all excited. Hope you guys like this content. Let me know down below if you're enjoying the 1v1 content. And subscribe to keep updates when new content comes available. We have 1v1 Battle of the Titans content coming. We have FFA. We have the tourneys and lots of stuff coming your way. So hope you're all enjoying it. And we will see you all on the next one.